And we are live. We want the gold, sucker. We want the gold, sucker. What is up, everybody? We have a very special episode today. It's your boy Ben Goosen, along with my boy Sage Mark. It's our 100. Let me clear my throat. Let me clear my throat. Wait a minute. Do that again. Yo. All right. Now this just hit me right now. Are you ready? That same loop. Ice, ice, ice. Ooh. You see where I'm going with this?
Yeah, man.
Harlem Heat theme was the Harlem Heat throat? Okay, you remember the Harlem Heat song, right?
We're talking about like ice, ice, ice.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Man, it's kind of similar, ain't it? Welcome everybody to the show. Hey, 100th episode. I gotta say, congrats, Sage. We did it.
Yeah, congrats, Ben Goose. You did it, Goose. You did it. You did it.
This is also 2 years. Get your ass out of here. The cat's trying to come up in the show. And now he's going to move my podcast bag.
Johnson had troubles of his own.
Yep, you're telling me 100th episode, and it's congrats. That's 2 years, man.
Yeah, man.
2 straight years. 2 years, 100 episodes. Man, we got something special planned for the listeners today. Something for the loyal listeners out there. We appreciate y'all. We really appreciate y'all. Look at this cat. Get the hell up out of this show.
Everybody wants to get involved with the 100th episode. Goose, we got old Mr. Johnson, the cat, had troubles of his own. I mean, he had a yellow cat that wouldn't leave his throne. I'm just saying.
So I got to give a special congratulations to Sage and Mark. Man, how was your Thanksgiving? We were on hiatus last week, obviously, for the Thanksgiving weekend, as most podcasts are. How was your Thanksgiving?
I am 10 pounds heavier because of Thanksgiving, and I'm thankful for that.
Yeah, I didn't eat that much this year. I drank a lot. So uncle came over. I guess uncle-in-law, is that what you call it? Wife's uncle? Came over, bought 2 handles of whiskey, and that's a lot. That's a bit much. When we watch football, drank some whiskey, kicked it for a bit, hung out. Got some Z's, got some much needed Z's, got some fishing done. Caught a couple bass, nothing special. Next time I go fishing, I'm thinking I'm gonna go tomorrow night. I'll put some pictures up on our IG, on the Insta, so you guys can see what old Uncle Ben Goosen is catching out there. But Thanksgiving was good. We don't have to recap the whole thing. Man, we got some special plan. I can't wait for the loyal listeners. Survivor Series, man. Let's not recap it because I kind of. We're a week removed. Feel like it's already been done. But
2 weeks removed.
2 weeks removed. What do you think of the just in a nutshell, what do you think of the card?
I thought it was actually pretty solid, man. Really some really good wrestling all the way through. And I absolutely was captivated by Charlotte and Ronda a lot more than I thought I would. I did have some concerns going into Survivor Series with how they were going to take her character, which kind of confirmed my suspicions with this week on SmackDown. But I will say, and our loyal listener Stephen Dash you know, you're only gonna hear this one time from your boy Sage the Mark, but Charlotte impressed me. That's the Charlotte I want to see. I just don't want her to, like, her and Becky need to be separated. Because then you run into the whole risk of running the same gimmick. But I thought she was amazing. I thought both women were truly amazing in the match, and that stole the show for me in terms of Survivor Series. It stole the show.
It did. Brock and Daniel Bryan was also good. It was as good as it should have been. Survivor Series was all right. I like how Charlotte whooped up on Ronda afterwards, but we'd be remiss if we're going to talk about Charlotte and Ronda. We got to talk about the man, Becky Lynch. Do you follow her on Twitter?
Thanks. You know I do, son. This shit going hard in the paint on that Twitter, son. I mean, even though she's been out for a week and we haven't seen her, it's like she never left. It's like Bex never left. And yo, they revamped her whole Titantron, and your boy just marked the heck out. I'm just saying, that's my champ right there.
So do you think that she needs a new entrance song?
So I've been petitioning that she should have a new entrance song, but a lot of people were upset with that comment that I made that I had to kind of backtrack it a little bit. But I like the Titantron change. I mean, I think it's a bit more fitting than
makes way more sense.
Yeah.
So are we going towards a Ronda Rousey Becky Lynch WrestleMania match?
I think that's where we're going, man. With or without, it's Bex versus Ronda. That's the match we all want to see.
So I would think now at this point, Becky Lynch is going to have the title stripped from her, win the Women's Royal Rumble, and then go after Ronda, right?
Yeah, I don't know exactly. A couple of floating theories out there from our fans. That one seems to be the most prevailing one. You're going to give the belt to Asuka, let Royal Rumble, then have her lose it sometime in the middle. In the meantime, Bex wins the Royal Rumble and then cashes in on Ronda at WrestleMania to become the Raw Women's Champion.
Yeah, it's got to happen. I think now that they've officially, I think it's official, right? They've made it a triple threat match for the title with Becky and Charlotte and Asuka.
Yes.
So I think that that's a good thing because that could give us, if they prolong it, that could give us Charlotte versus Asuka at WrestleMania and Becky Lynch versus Ronda at WrestleMania. So let me ask you this. We're talking about Becky Lynch, top of the show of our 100th show. Do you think Becky Lynch versus Ronda Rousey, and I need you to take the mark out of this for a minute. Do you think that Becky Lynch versus Ronda Rousey could main event WrestleMania?
You know, if I had to be honest with myself, I will say that post SummerSlam, the women have had the best segments consistently year to date. And I think that you have to give it to them. I don't see any way around it. They've been carrying the show week by week, so why not give it to them?
Are there any other, which two male wrestlers could fight each other and headline WrestleMania? That would be better than Becky versus Ronda.
None. Like literally none. I mean, with Roman gone, Brock holding the title hostage, Seth Rollins not fighting anyone worth of salt on Raw. I mean, most of the competition is on SmackDown, and they're not going to endanger the Fox deal by having him go and feud with somebody on SmackDown. I don't see any card or anything on the card that can top that match at all.
Well, Brock's beating everybody.
Yeah, but Brock's beating everybody because his contract says so, man. Let's be real about it.
Well, he's a huge draw. Like Brock is Brock, but
I can't. But can we say that? Can we really say that he's a draw now? I mean, maybe 2 years ago, yes, but now, I don't see it, man. I don't see it. All the like we collectively exhale week after week until we find out that the title is going to be defended against Braun Strowman.
But
Roman Reigns.
Brock is more popular in the mainstream world, wrestling and non-wrestling, than anybody else, especially now that Roman Reigns is gone.
But I think we're all at a point, both hardcore Mark fans and casual fans, that he's not doing us any favors holding the belt. I mean, that's my opinion, but I he's not doing anyone any favors.
Well, and I'm sorry for interjecting a second ago. Do you, since he's beaten everybody, any viable person that could beat him? And if so, who would it be? Lars Sullivan?
No, like I don't care who you put. Are we talking about Brock or are we talking about Seth Rollins?
Brock.
No, because we know what we're gonna get. Like the gig is up, or the jig is up with Brock Lesnar. We know what we're gonna get with him. We're not gonna get a wrestling match with him. At best, we'll get him doing suplexes after suplexes after suplexes, rest, suplex, and then a win. Like it's not a wrestling. It's not entertainment anymore. Like Brock being in the WWE is not entertaining anymore. I'd rather have Goldberg. I literally would rather have Goldberg in that spot than Brock Lesnar.
I still think Brock's entertaining because he's still good in the ring. He still sells great. He still sells really good.
Yeah, he sells great, right? And he suplexes great. But what else is there, man? There's no storytelling whatsoever. The storytelling from his last match was all Daniel Bryan. His storytelling from the previous one was Baron Corbin and Braun Strowman. He can't.
He's beyond that, though. He hasn't had storytelling since he came back and beat the crap out of Cena. He comes back as dominant, beats the crap out of everybody. That
was his last great hurrah. It was his whole thing with Cena. But you got to take it's like you said, Goose, you got to take a step back, man, and ask what is good for the company. What not even so much the company. What is good with Raw? Having your champion only defend once every 3 months is not good at all. And I get this whole
I agree with you that
be like MMA, but like Ronda is doing and Brock Lesnar is, and they're identical.
Yeah, I mean, I could definitely see your point there, that having a title is better than not having a title on the show. But I just don't know who's going to beat him. I think he's just beating everybody.
He's holding the belt until WrestleMania, man.
Well, it makes business sense that he's going to hold on to the belt, depending on if he ends up truly fighting, which it looks like it's going to happen, Daniel Cormier. For the WWE to have somebody on their roster who's the heavyweight champion and the UFC champion, that's money, WWE wise. It's a no-brainer there. You got to do that. I think that. No, go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
I just Raw is just continually with the way that they're booking the Universal title. Not so much Brock, the Universal title. Like Raw is just in the dumpster. It literally is. I take a look at the difference between that and SmackDown, and SmackDown's champion doesn't end the show, but his storylines are consistently better than Brock Lesnar's. And
well,
you know how I feel about that.
SmackDown's just a better wrestling show. Now, speaking of Lesnar, there was a kind of rumor that had gotten out. I don't know if it's true or not. I don't know if you heard about it, but speaking of Lesnar and the connection to UFC, Ronda Rousey has that same connection. And apparently, I don't know if it's true or not, but it's interesting to just talk about in general. Fox approached WWE and said, "Hey, we want Ronda Rousey on SmackDown." Do we know the date that SmackDown officially goes to Fox?
I believe it's in October.
It's a while from now.
Sometime
It's
after.
far.
Yeah, it's after SummerSlam for sure, but I think it's in either September or October.
Okay, it's not January, right?
No, because usually they you got to think of it like in seasons, right? Your shows typically start in the September October season. That's like the fall season.
Yeah, you're
so
right.
that's when they're looking to debut it. So
okay. So Fox apparently wants Rousey on SmackDown. So how great is that? If it's true, regardless of if it is or not, the fact that Fox can, since they're on two different networks, and we talked about this when the news broke about the Fox deal a couple episodes back. The fact that now you have channel competition, network competition. Looks like it may come to fruition. Because think about it, Sage. If you were Fox, we just talked about Lesnar. He has more mainstream appeal, like it or not, than a Lars Sullivan, than a New Day, than anybody not named John Cena, Roman Reigns, or Ronda Rousey. But if you're Fox, you could easily say, "Hey, WWE, we paid you a lot of money. Hey, what do you say Brock Lesnar and Ronda Rousey and John Cena are all on SmackDown from now on? Go ahead and make it happen, all right?"
So you're proposing that we hoe out our talent?
No. I think it's a great thing. Competition's in the business world. Competition is always a great thing. But now it's not. Don't think of it as hoeing each other out. Because who is it? Comcast, USA, or NBC Universal, whatever it is, USA. Their argument would be like, "Hold up, wait a minute. We want ratings. Ronda Rousey's not leaving Raw. Brock's not leaving Raw. Cena, Roman Reigns, they're not leaving Raw. WWE, you need to figure this out." So now it's awesome because WWE may have this internal like, shit, we signed something up with two different networks. Both of them want to be the most popular network in the world, obviously. So both these networks who already paid us, they're going to have some influence because they've paid us. So it makes it interesting in the future on how brand shakeups could go. So what do you think about?
I don't. You take Ronda off of Raw, and that's the death of Raw. That's how bad it is there. I mean, it's desolate. Like there's nobody there that can hold the show. Seth does a great job. They don't know what the hell they're doing with Finn Balor. Braun Strowman's out with an injury. Jason Jordan's supposed to come back, but he's not back at all. Roman's gone. No Goldust. I mean, there is like.
I like that you put Goldust in.
I'm just saying, man. Like, you take Ronda out of the picture, and one or two things are going to end up happening, man. She's going to end up on both shows, which then we're going to end up having a combined women's division, which I'm not for at all. Or you're going to have to literally cut down Raw to 2 hours. You're going to have to strip, which I'm in. You're going to have to take the belt off of Roman Reigns because they only have one legitimate title on that brand. And I don't think that they're going to do that. I think that they pigeonholed themselves into a corner with his contract. And
you mean Brock Lesnar, not Roman Reigns, right?
Brock Lesnar. I'm sorry. Yeah, Brock Lesnar. Go ahead.
Well, this will be nice to you. I've also read that apparently Fox, since they are Fox Sports, since they are a sports channel, they want less of the E in WWE and more of the W in WWE.
I mean, they get that with SmackDown. I mean, that's what they signed up for, baby. Let's go.
So SmackDown will be much more. I mean, it's already a wrestling intensive show. They don't really. I mean, they cut promos and all that, but it's much more of a wrestling intense show. So, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if maybe AJ goes over to Raw next year at the split. Maybe he doesn't stay on SmackDown and carry the moniker. And he goes to build the new house that AJ Styles built, the place that AJ Styles built.
God, so he's kind of fulfilling the John Cena role right now, man.
Without the jobbing part.
Without the
because Cena's a
jobbing part,
jobber, yeah.
I mean, I don't want to see AJ go, but I think that he's going to be the only one that can help save Raw from the disaster that it is. I do think that if they go that route, Finn and Sasha have got to come over to SmackDown. They're floundering. Both of them are floundering there, and you know, it's like Shane and AJ say, Raw sends their talent over to us, we build them up, and they take them right back.
Yeah, unless your name's Jinder Mahal. They'll take him back, and then you lose for.
we need the Beastmaster back, son. The Beastmaster.
No kidding. Jinder Mahal and Drew McIntyre, dude, those guys left WWE, got jacked, came back, and looks like Drew McIntyre is probably a future champion, and Jinder Mahal's a previous champion. So they really should work something off that. It's really looking like they really put the title on Jinder just for the India push, ain't it?
Yeah, I mean, hindsight, it looks like that. I still loved him on SmackDown, man. I thought it was, and I know that a lot of people weren't a fan of it, but I thought that like he really shined there, man. Like he got the natural heat. He was legitimate. He did the heel things. He was like a traditional heel role, which we don't really see very much from wrestlers nowadays. And I just like it, man. But he went to Raw, and Raw does what Raw does best, and made him suck.
Yeah. I want to talk to you about something that came up, I think within the past 5-6 days. Do you hear about this Alex Riley thing?
Oh man, but I've been hearing his name floating around on the eve for about a week or two now, man. What's going on with A-Rye?
So he posted to Instagram, kind of like I don't know if it was a rant. Oh, it was kind of cryptic, but he said to John Cena, he called out Cena and said something along the lines of, "I'm not going after you. I'm going to end you. Can you see me now?" And then end of clip. So I don't know. I mean, we're talking about it. So whatever, that cryptic message worked. But this guy's got beef with Cena, and their beef has kind of been out there. Whether it's true or not, nobody knows, because we're not those guys. But should he just drop it at this point?
I mean, he did kind of dirty, man. So I mean, I understand him being a little salty, but I mean, I thought he was great in Glow. I mean, I thought that maybe he would have a new career resurgence or something like that. But I don't know, man. Maybe I'm hoping it's not what I think it is. But
yeah, hopefully.
I don't know how that's going to end them. I mean, they're not together anymore. But I'm hoping
if it is
not that.
If it has something to do with relationships. Yo, Silky Mel Johnson in the chat. What up, boy? Man, we got the live chat going on. For those of y'all listening on the audio podcast, we do this every Thursday night. We do this thing live on YouTube. Just type in "It's a Wrestling Podcast." I don't know about. I don't know what kind of deets, what kind of water cooler talk he's got on the dude. But I mean, you never know. And by the way, Silky Mel, type in the chat, live chat. Let me know if you got a PS4 and Xbox One. By the way, need you to really let me know that really soon. So let's get into something else that I kind of think. There's two things. There are three things outside of the ring that happened over the previous 2 weeks. One was the Alex Riley thing. I thought, do I need to put some attention to this? Two was, I don't know if I want to consider this two. Either which way, Lars Sullivan's getting called up.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead.
Why?
we need to start a segment called, and I think I text you about this, right? Did I text you about Lars Sullivan getting called up
I think you
over
did
the break?
today. I mean, I've been seeing the previews for the past 2 or 3 weeks now of him getting called up,
It's kind
and
of been these past 2 weeks have been a blur for me. I was off got Red Dead Redemption, great game. Only played 30 minutes of it, but I just played the intro, and then I played some Black Ops. Kind of got, and then I was just on YouTube a lot, and then doing some house projects. But I watched a good amount of WWE, and I saw Lars Sullivan's coming up, and it got me thinking. Maybe we should start a segment. Maybe we do it once a week, once a month, whenever we do it, called "Yeah, but do I give a shit?" That's going to be the name of one of our segments. Is "Yeah, but do I give a shit?" And I was talking to one of my buddies, Lars Sullivan, getting called up. He had this match with Aleister Black. I haven't been wowed by anything he's done in NXT. He's a typical big Vince McMahon big, and I thought, you know what, man, I don't like what the guy does in the ring. I just don't. I don't. Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe I'm wrong. But I also said that about Braun Strowman when he debuted, and now I like Braun Strowman's matches.
you also said that about Elias.
I did up front. I wasn't wowed by anything Elias did in the ring up front.
Yeah.
So that's why in this segment of, yeah, but do I give a shit? I'm going to go with a yeah for now because he's a typical big. He'll get a push on Raw or SmackDown, wherever he's going. And I hope that I'm not even going to say he improves because I don't wrestle. I'm not in the ring. I don't know how to improve. But I hope that I find something that's like, I hope I click with the dude because right now I don't. Do you care at all in our newest 100th episode debut of yeah, but do I give a shit? Sage, do you give a shit?
I'm just gonna do this, bro.
Exactly. Moment of silence.
Yeah. I'm just shocked that he got called up before Dream.
But Dream has plenty of time. Do you think Dream wins an NXT championship before he gets called up?
Nah, he's gonna go down as one of those ones that never get the NXT title and just goes up to the main roster, bro. He's gonna flourish when he's on the main roster. He's got star written all over him. It's insane.
Yeah, I think he's gonna do quite well. It'll take, but that's the thing,
man.
Oh, you're gonna hear Velveteen Dream. The fans are, especially if it's Raw after WrestleMania.
Yeah, man.
Where's WrestleMania? Phoenix? Miami? Or Florida?
WrestleMania is in New York.
New York.
I think it's in New York.
It is in New York because tickets just went on sale. Man, and that's where the marks are at. Oh, I love it. You know, it's gotten to a point where if I was in New York, I would go and I got to pick two shows. I would go to, and think about it, I get to pick two shows. And if you go to a WrestleMania weekend this year and in the future coming years, it's not a WWE weekend. It's a pro wrestling weekend. So ROH, I'm sure some form of fashion, NJPW will be there. Every single wrestling promotion, every single Hall of Famer. There's so much money to be made out there. I think I would honestly pick TakeOver and Monday Night Raw. I mean, maybe I'm just saying that because I've been to 3 Manias. But the Raw after Mania, damn, I could only imagine what it's like going in there as hostile as it is. And speaking of NJPW and ROH, did you hear that Cody Rhodes is teasing a big announcement in January?
Is it All In 2?
Don't know. No one.
Yeah. I only say that because I saw Marty Scurll on Instagram with what's his name of his dog? Sullivan. Tyson,
I should know this being a Marty.
Benson.
Oh, I don't remember it at the time, but he has.
I can't remember his name, but he had a picture of him with all in and then the number 2, Roman decimal sign 2 there. So there's no such thing as Bullet Club anymore, at least not in traditional sense.
It's just the elite.
It's just the elite now. So
Little fun fact for you then. The owner of the Jacksonville Jaguars, a billionaire, he recently trademarked the name All Elite Wrestling.
yo, we was talking about this months ago, bro, that they needed a Ted Turner to come in, bro. Yo, this might be it, man. This might be it.
So
I'm excited.
There's talks that he might be bringing up information around a new wrestling company to travel the states. So, man, you get a billionaire investor, then who knows how it could turn out.
Yeah, man. I mean, I think we're starting to see a little bit of a regression from the entertainment to the wrestling piece of it, just overall. And yeah, man, I'm excited, man. I'm excited to see wrestling has competition again, and it's taking a village. You know, it's not just the TNAs of the world. It's really independent wrestlers really making a name for themselves and looking out for those that they wrestle with. So kudos, man. If that deal goes down, kudos for that. It's gonna be interesting to see.
Yeah, I agree. The third thing I wanted to bring up. So, have you been following Enzo Amore recently?
I saw his stupid antics that he did during Survivor Series.
So, talk to me about it.
So hours before he showed up during the tag team match at Survivor Series, he posted something on Instagram that he was going to go in. He looked kind of like that. Was that Sheldon? Like, remember the episode of The Simpsons where Bart was getting bullied, so he dressed up like as a dorky version of Sheldon, the guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so he basically went in dressed in costume like that, and then got on the crowd and during the match and just kind of started doing his own thing, which I don't know, man. I'm glad that they didn't put it on TV. I mean, that was an important thing that they didn't put it on TV. And but yeah, I mean, he's just acting a fool, man.
Yeah, he was. So we're talking about it. So what he did worked because we're talking about it. So do you give the guy credit? He's trying to do his own thing, but do you give the guy credit because he went out, got fan reaction, and people are talking about it?
I mean, I don't know if we would say we were talking about it, man, because it was kind of like you barely even noticed that it actually happened, to be honest. Like, if you watched the pay-per-view, you wouldn't have known that something like that was happening. The crowd,
because the crowd was. I noticed because I was like, "Oh, what's the crowd looking at?" And then I found out a day later on Twitter.
Yeah, but it took you a day later to find it out, man. I mean, if it was something that was really that big, you would have literally known that night.
Well, we're
like when someone debuts and during a dark match and you don't get to hear about it until you look on social media, like, that's a reaction.
But we're talking about it now. That's the thing. We're talking about it
now.
And we have thousands of listeners.
This is true.
So do we say, hey, man, you're on your grind? Or do we say, hey, I know you're on your grind, but there's ways to go about your business and there's ways to not go about your business?
You know, I think that what he did was just irresponsible. Like, I think it is, man.
Clownish.
Say again?
Would you say clownish?
Well, I didn't say clownish, but that would probably be a better terminology than what I said, which I just forgot about. But irresponsible is what I said. Like, you're a professional wrestler. you hate when this is done to professional wrestlers. Why are you going to do that to your professional wrestler colleagues? Like, it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Possible. You're distracting. You're basically putting yourself first before your colleagues, and it's disrespectful, man. There's better ways of getting attention, and that's not one of them. Taking a tank to someone's headquarters and calling them out on a bullhorn, that's a reaction. Or getting your fans to come with you after you've gotten fired from the E, going outside of the stadium and with the flag of the Bullet Club and the Elite, like, that's a reaction.
And that was more trolling and a joke. That wasn't and like when DX was outside of Atlanta, that was more just for strictly entertainment. This was just
an attention grabber, man. It's clickbait. Yeah. That's all it was. Clickbait, man.
Yo, Silky Mo, thank you again for listening, man. Got a little surprise for you. Yo, if you're in the chat, Silky Mo, for being one of our loyal listeners, because we always like to give props to our loyal listeners. Hit us up in the chat. Let us know what you think about Enzo and his antics real quick, and we'll go ahead and I think we're gonna hook up Silky Mel. What do you say?
Sounds good, man. Silky Mel here live with us. Let's hook him up. Just remember, man, we still owe this dude a shirt, man.
Yeah. We really didn't on that. No. I sent it to him, but it must have got jacked at his front door.
That's what it was, man. It was during Christmas.
Yeah, I sent it. Silky, if you didn't get our shirt, it probably got jacked at your front door. Sent it via I won't even call out the name just in case we get sued because I don't have money. And we sent it. It probably got jacked on your front door. So now it's your fault. And I don't want you ever listening to the show because you were somebody who gets jacked.
There you go.
So I want to get into a little preview here. And Silky Mel, again, if you're listening, type in the chat what you think about the Enzo thing. Let's get into this here. You ready for this? I'm going to play a little preview. You ready for this? I don't know if you've heard this yet.
You'll play it on the soundboard, or we're going to have to hear it analog style?
No, you're going to hear it. You ready?
Okay.
Take these glasses off.
Women want some more, Jigga.
I be scrambling, man. Yep. I'm a gambling man. I was born a rambling man. I had this.
Dude,
I plays best.
You know what this is?
So I bet that on my chest. Oh, yes.
That's Enzo, bro.
That's Enzo's new album.
Yeah, man. Real one.
Have you heard any of this?
Nah, man. That beat's pretty tight, though.
Yeah. Let's go with it again.
What's some more, Jigga?
Really do without that. Enzo with you.
If you want some more, Jigga.
He said on Instagram that he produced this whole thing. That he produced this entire based off what he said on Instagram, he produced this thing. I'll give him props. The production's legit.
He didn't produce this, bro. This fool's a lie, bro. Enzo Amore is a liar. I won't say his real name, bro. That's how I'm getting away with it, son.
Listen to this.
Oh my Lord. Give me my vibe. Ain't no worse than the first night.
You know what's sad? Is he's probably going to get some, like... I haven't listened to the album. I'll listen to it tomorrow, see what I think about it. He's probably going to get some...
you won't, bro. You'll be listening to that Championship by Meek Mill featuring Drake.
Yeah. Are you a big Drake guy? You are, right?
I'm a big Drake guy, bro.
I try to get into him, but you a big Drake guy? You are, right? Oh man, what a sound! Did you hear that? I just recorded that.
I heard that.
You I just recorded that. I'm gonna keep that one. Yeah, I'm not gonna listen to this thing. Yeah, maybe I will because the production was all right. Man, that's gonna be a tough listen. That might.
Maybe you do a review and put it on the list, bro. I mean, we need that extra content, anyways.
That's actually a really good idea.
Yeah, I'm full of them.
I don't know what that was, but
If your woman wants some more.
you a fan of Tekashi 6ix9ine?
I am not.
How come?
He's trash.
Yeah, I can't get into these SoundCloud rappers, man. I just
Chance is pretty good.
Oh, Chances. Yeah. Okay. Let me backtrack. Chance is good. Triple Extension.
I like him, man.
You
you terrible. Man. I'm terrible. I wish I would have heard his music before he had passed, but yeah, man, I'm digging his albums, man, so far.
I can't, man. So this dude was a piece of shit. I mean, rip. I mean, I don't want anybody to die, but I shouldn't say he's a piece of shit. He just needed some help, needed some guidance and all that. Dude hit women, all that. So I think maybe that's what just got me salty on the dude. He had one or two Triple Extension.
Oh, I didn't know that was going on.
Yeah. But he see, and I was having a debate. Okay, so let's get into this. So Tekashi 6ix9ine have you heard about his background with that he's been arrested for, I think when he was 17, 18-year-old, he had a music video with some acts with a 13-year-old in it.
Yes.
All right. So he did that. It's been brought up that he hit his baby mama. And now he's in prison facing 30 years for racketeering charges and some other conspiracy, weapons, murder, tax fraud, all this stuff. So people love this guy. He dropped an album this week. We're talking about him now. So it's some popularity, right?
Yeah.
But people love this guy. Listen, they support his music, the highest downloads, all this good stuff. And then Triple Extension, he dies, gets big. He's on Lil Wayne's album, but the dude had been in trouble, in and out with the law, has hit women, but people still listen to his music. So did me and you back then, is it the equivalent of me and you liking Pac and Big, drug dealers?
Yeah, I would say so, man. I mean, rap has a history of troubled people. I mean, it's just kind of part of the culture. I don't necessarily think that everything they do is right, but I also think that it's just kind of the way that things are. I wish it was better. I wish it was just about the storytelling and not the drugs and the conquests. But I mean, that's kind of the reality of what rap is kind of all about, man.
Yeah, so okay, let's compare Eazy-E to Tekashi 6ix9ine.
Yeah.
We used to listen to somebody, but Eazy-E also told a story. He was talking about growing up in LA and in the hood at the time, but all he did was sell dope, crack, heroin, sold drugs.
Yeah.
Tekashi 6ix9ine took advantage of a kid.
Yeah.
And whether he did it, I wasn't there. I don't know the whole story. What's said in court is what's said in court.
Yeah.
But he was there when it happened.
Yeah.
So, it got me thinking. I went down this rabbit hole and I was like, man, maybe I should try out this dude's music. Maybe I shouldn't. I felt like I should at first, see what this dude's all about. And I love me some R. Kelly, but damn, R. Kelly's in some heat right now. If R. Kelly was a wrestler, that fool would have been.
He'd be Shango.
No. If R. Kelly was a wrestler, he would have been the Bret Hart of the 90s. But then just instantly went Brooklyn Brawler or just this ultimate jobber of the 2000s, based on all this stuff that's gone down. And I'm saying that because super high record sales to nothing. You know what I mean? Damn, that dude could sing.
Yeah.
Sorry, I went off a little rant about music.
No, you're good, man. I mean, I traditionally don't support anyone who does or who's involved with domestic violence. It's kind of where I draw the line. Doing and dealing drugs, although it's bad, I kind of understand it. Actually growing up in that type of environment, I can understand that sometimes it's just trying to put food on the table.
True, very true.
I can't. But when it involves violence, I think that's kind of where you kind of had to draw the line. But it's just a product of our society. Our society has to get better for things like that to stop happening. I don't think that Biggs and Tupac are really in the same category as Tekashi and I don't. I think that their lives back then were a lot more difficult than what Tekashi 6ix9ine's ever gone through in his entire life, and most of these rappers, for that sake. It's just I don't know, man. I don't support people mugging people and having their jewelry laid out. Like, that's why he got in trouble, man, because they found stuff on him to, about mugging people and holding people up for money. And I thought he got sentenced today or yesterday for life, if I'm not mistaken.
No, I've read that. Somebody told me today. I was asking them about it, that the actual trial won't begin till next year. So he's locked up, and that the judge denied him bail. And his lawyer is saying, you got to give this dude bail, but the judge is pretty hard pressed, saying, I guess he's already had his chances at life, and I don't know.
Well, he's had 2 gun incidents in less than 12 months. So I mean, judges are pretty strict when it comes to that kind of stuff, and I don't know, man. I didn't know anything about him 3 months ago. I don't really care about anything that he does, afterwards. So good riddance if he did all those kind of stuff, man. Good riddance to him.
Yeah, best of luck to the dude. So this week in wrestling, did you watch all of Raw and SmackDown?
I did.
Raw wasn't that great. I was really more. I do like that Nia Jax is getting some major heat because she hit Becky Lynch. I dig that. But Raw wasn't that great.
Yeah. How'd you like the Universal Champion?
Raw wasn't that great. Especially
that is a great debate, bro. That is not a great debate topic, bro. Because I would annihilate that topic.
It's not. Man, with Braun being out, now Roman's out, and Seth is kind of just like doing his own thing with Dean, because that's a major feud. They can't skew from that.
A major feud that happened at Starrcade, and they didn't show it.
Did they fight at Starrcade?
Yeah, man, they put Starrcade on the network, bro. It was a 4-hour show. They only showed 1 hour of it, bro.
Yeah, I watched the 1 hour, and all I saw was SmackDown wrestlers, so I thought it was a SmackDown show.
Nah, man, it was like a 4-hour show, bro. Charlotte beat Asuka.
Clean?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what world that happens. There's who else was there? There was Dean versus Seth, and then all this
AJ versus Joe and Cage. Joe's record went to 3-56 in 2000.
Yeah, no doubt about that, man. They're still teasing the women's tag team titles or tag team division, which I think is going to be coming at Royal Rumble.
Yeah, maybe they're just throwing feelers out there to see how it goes.
Yeah, for sure, man.
So what'd you think of SmackDown this week?
SmackDown was amazing, bro. I don't even know where to start, bro. I guess I'll start with the highs. Becky promo was amazing until the whole Charlotte copying my style came out, and then it kind of lost steam for me there.
Yeah, Charlotte's okay on the mic, but she's not on Becky Lynch level at this moment.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a fan of Charlotte going after Becky and Becky going after Charlotte in a verbal spout right now because they're both heels and they're like
both going for the same thing. Both
yeah, exactly. You got two people that are carbon copy of each other right now, and one's doing it better than the other, and I don't like it at all. I really wish that they didn't call her out, but I think this is just more of a play so that they keep it fresh in mind that Ronda's going to go after Charlotte at TLC. I think what's going to end up happening is Becky's going to go to her defense, and that's going to start the horsewomen feud going into WrestleMania.
So you think if the horsewoman thing happens, then we don't get Ronda versus Becky?
I think we will. We'll probably get like a 3-on-3 match with the horsewomen, and then Becky and Ronda for the main event.
Yeah, at this point, Becky and Ronda could for sure seal the main event. No Daniel Bryan this week, right?
No, but you remember SmackDown is notorious for doing the rotations of superstars. So I wouldn't be surprised that next week we get Daniel Bryan and no AJ.
Yeah. I assume they're going to go kind of the rematch path, and actually, I guess it'll probably be at WrestleMania or at a Royal Rumble, huh? Or is there another? Is there
no? TLC's in 2 weeks, so Daniel Bryan's or AJ's getting his title rematch there. It's already been announced.
So who do you think, Daniel? If you had to pick now, with a heel Daniel Bryan, I'm pretty sure he's going to beat Styles. Especially if we, as of now, both think Styles is probably going to be sent to Raw after the break, even though we don't want it.
Yeah.
Who do you think Daniel Bryan's going to fight at Mania?
It's got to be The Miz.
A face Miz?
Got to be a face Miz. I think that they're trying to, because he's kind of a face-ish right now, the way that he's going about things. And I think that they're putting him and Shane as a backup, but and maybe as like a lasting out of sight, out of mind kind of thing. But I literally think that The Miz is going to get another run at the title, man.
So who's the biggest face on SmackDown now? Ray?
Excluding AJ and then
yes,
excluding AJ and Becky. Yeah, I guess it would have to be Ray or Jeff Hardy.
Those guys, neither one of those guys need to be fighting Daniel Bryan.
No, and they're kind of part-timers, but not part-timers. Like part-timers in the sense that they don't really have a storyline.
Yeah, and they don't really work. I don't think those guys work house shows.
I don't
think Rey Mysterio works house shows.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Man, he's got it made, right?
Yeah, for sure.
What a career, a schedule, and a paycheck. And he's still good in the ring.
Yeah. I mean, he's never taken a day off since he left the WWE. So, I mean, it's not a surprise, but it's good to see him in such great shape.
Yeah. Man. Yeah. Seeing Ray's back. Can we agree that Randy Orton has the best job in the world? I commented on this, I think 2 weeks ago in the last show. He can kind of, it's almost like he could be a face, he could be a heel, be whatever he wants. But it doesn't matter. At this point in his career, if he wins or loses, he's always going to be Randy Orton. So he doesn't.
The 3 destructive letters that you'll ever meet. RKO.
Exactly. Can we agree that he's got it made?
Yeah.
Right? Because he knows what he's going to do in the ring. He's been doing it for so damn long. Dude he's got it made.
Yeah, I mean, I think that he's only wrestling to, it's a draw for him. Like they're just drawing a paycheck, and I mean he's happy, man. He's not gonna go on Raw, so he doesn't have to worry about that. He'll always stay on SmackDown. And I think he's gonna retire in the next year or two. So Randy's got it made, man.
Yeah, no kidding. So with our 100th episode, Sage and I were talking about what could we do for you guys? What could we do for the fans? So what we're going to do is, I talked earlier about Red Dead Redemption, Black Ops 4, but as wrestling fans, we got to do a giveaway. What do you say? We got to do a giveaway?
Gotta do a giveaway. Giveaway, my man. Giveaway.
So we're going to give away a copy of WWE 2K19. WWE. That's my Razor Ramon impression. The WWE 2K19. And I was texting Sage and I said, should we give away a PS4 copy or an Xbox One copy? But we figured we'd just leave it up to the fans. So we are giving away a free copy of WWE 2K19. We will email you, DM you. We'll figure it out. Whatever's easiest for you. DM normally works best. Validation or a copy of a digital download code. Let's just make it easy on everybody. So there's no shipping. I talked earlier about Sage and Mark getting having packages jacked at his front door. There's no shipping involved. You don't have to give us your address, anything like that. So we're going to give away a free copy of WWE 2K19 for our 100th episode, and kind of as a thank you for just listening to us. It's amazing. It's been a long journey for you and I fans. So, but how should we pick? Sage, we talked about it briefly in our side text. So fill the people in on how they could have the chance to win a free copy of WWE 2K19.
I mean, I don't know if we really discussed how, but I mean, I'll wing it.
You had your idea was
I did, man.
In our audio podcast.
I did, but then I was thinking, I mean, you know how I just get thoughts coming in my mind, bro, but it just, maybe we do it this way, man. We're a wrestling podcast, right? We like wrestling. We love wrestling. One thing that we all love is promos because we talk about it every week. So what we say about people just dropping promos on the hotline?
You think about just calling us and dropping a promo?
Yes, calling us and dropping a promo, and then we'll vote on who has the best promo, and then we'll just pick from there.
That's actually a good idea.
I told you I got these random thoughts. Sage the Mark, 100th episode. This is what we do, man. We give back to the community because this is a community podcast. Sound the alarm. Your boy's about to go off. I know Goose Day got it ready, but I'm just saying, we piping it in. Let's go.
Damn. Okay, I think that's a great idea. So give us a call. The voicemail's set up. 419-777-IRWP. Give us a call. Yeah, that's actually a really good idea. Cut a promo on why you deserve WWE 2K19. I don't care if it's PS4, Xbox One, whatever. Digital code is yours.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't work or whatever, you've got my phone number, 419-777-IRWP. It goes straight to us. Though I guess we just don't need to answer the phone for the next week, huh?
That's it, man. That's it. Just go straight to voicemail. Y'all cut that promo. You cut the promo on why you deserve 2K19 WWE, and let's go.
Okay, hit us up. 419-777-IRWP. Cut a promo, a wrestling promo on why you want WWE 2K19. So don't call and say, hey, I really like the game. Thank you. No, cut a promo. You could be the icest man, or you could be ice cold Steve Austin, because you ain't stone cold. You'd be ice cold. What's cooler than being ice cold?
That's right. Make sure y'all drop the handles too, because we gotta know who you are, man. We ain't psychics. Drop your handle on your Twitter or on your YouTube, so that way we know who you are. And don't forget, put your code name in there. We don't want your real name. Put your code name, your wrestling name, your ring name, your professional mark name,
everything
in your promo.
And hit us up at Real WrestleCast in the DMs and say, hey, just left you a voicemail. Can you go check it? And we will respond to you and say, hey, we just listened to it. Hey, we checked it out. Hey, nice promo, whatever it is. Give us a wrestling promo on why you want WWE 2K19. And I'm going to let you in a little secret. We're a small podcast. We hit 1,000 Twitter followers, so we're not in the millions. So you're not competing against 2,000, 50,000, 90,000, 100,000 other people. So if you want a free game, especially for the holidays, now's the time to do it. Yeah, it's a great idea. Just hit us with a promo, 419-777-IRWP. Again, we do this live on Thursday nights. It's 4... Oh.
You got breaking news, man?
No, my phone was... we actually already got a voicemail.
Uh-oh. Let's play it on air, son. Let's play it on air. Let's go. Let's go, Ben Goosen.
No, I don't want to act like that. It's a fan of ours. Yeah, we already got one or two voicemail. Well, I don't know if it's one or two. I'm going to have to log into my Gmail account here in a bit and listen to them.
Whoa. You ain't supposed to give out the secret sauce and where we can retrieve our phone information, bro. We got, we might have hackers and stuff, man. What's going on?
No, I'm not worried about it. You can log in.
You're worried about it because I'm the chief security officer of this damn program, son.
Our password is 1245678 because I convinced Sage if we skip 3, no one will ever hack into us. No, if there's a solid password, it's 123456. But what happens when you skip the 3? People give up. So it's just 12456.
It's different straw hash, man. That's what it is, man. Different straw hash.
Yes.
Man.
Surprisingly, we have 2 voicemails. Just off wow, that was quick after the live show. So anything else you want to get into this week, Sage?
Yeah, man. So I don't know if you got word, man, but Iron Fist got canceled.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah. You know what else got canceled?
Huh.
Luke Cage got canceled.
Yep, not surprised. The Defender series, man, I couldn't get into.
Yeah, you know what else got canceled?
Jessica
Jones. Yeah, no. Jessica Jones hasn't get canceled yet.
Punisher? No.
Hasn't come out yet.
What?
Daredevil.
Oh.
Are you starting to see a theme?
Oh, yeah, of course. Now that Disney's going to have a network coming up, they ain't trying to renew anything.
Nah, man. That's garbage, bruh. That's straight up garbage, considering that we know Disney is not going to put R-rated content on their platforms at all.
No, not at all. Speaking of non-R-rated Disney content, did you see the trailer for the teaser trailer for Lion King?
I did. Looks pretty good, man.
I read the funniest shit online. I watched the trailer. I loved it. I was kind of thinking, like, man, I wonder if this movie is going to be a shot-for-shot remake. And it looks like it's going to be a 100% like shot-for-shot remake. And props to the director, Jon Favreau. I think it's Jon Favreau, the guy who did the first Iron Man. If he's the director and if somebody came to you and said, "Hey, Sage, Lion King's one of Disney's biggest movie. I need you to direct the live-action remake," you'd be like, man, all right, that's a big task to take on, man. I'm going to have to put some time into this. Hey, but you can make it shot by shot. Oh, all right. All right. You just made me to make sure some super CGI company makes these lions look real and all the words are the same. Man, I got this. How great is that? But
yeah.
So people were upset online complaining about, man, this thing, it's not a live action remake. It's not a live action adaptation. Yo, you can't do live action with animals, bro, because they don't talk.
They're gonna have people with coats. On the back of the coats is gonna say Simba.
Yeah.
You're gonna have a
live action. I saw that and I was like, What are you getting at if you're trying to say there's live action? Did you want humans to be named in this thing? Because quite frankly, I would believe if a human was like, "Hey, how's it going? Oh, how you doing? No, my name's Mufasa. It's nice to meet you. What? What's your name? Scar? Scar? What the fuck? Get out of my face. That's not a real name."
Man, hold up, bro. Hold up.
I didn't get it, man.
Oh shit!
I did not get it whatsoever.
My name is Scar.
Yeah.
I'm coming here to tell you that my powers are pretentious.
Yeah.
And you need to be prepared.
Nobody wants to. Nobody. I couldn't tell because if the thing is, hey, I want a live action remake, and I don't know what that means. There's no live action remakes because animals can't talk. Or if you thought humans were gonna play the characters, that doesn't make any sense at all. Because quite frankly, all right, let's say if you were human, and I'm Scar and you're Mufasa, and I'm like, hey, Sage, I'm gonna push you off this cliff, and then you're gonna fall, break your back, and get stomped on by 100 people, and then your son, he's gonna go hang out with a pig and come back and try to kill me in a couple years.
Oh man,
that doesn't make any sense at all.
No, it doesn't, man. And we're gonna have a whole bunch of cannibals come after you.
Yeah, it makes no sense at all. Yeah, I don't get it, but I'm not hating. I just couldn't understand what the backlash was about.
Nah, people are. What did Daniel Bryan say this week or last week? People are fickle, bruh. Want to complain about every little thing, man. And it's nonsense. You don't need to, man. Just enjoy it for what it is. It's a work of art. Enjoy it. Most of the people who are watching it didn't see the original anyways.
Ooh,
so
burning them.
Shots fired.
Burning them. What was our 100th episode? It's a good episode. We touched on a lot of stuff, man. Inside the ring, outside the ring. But most importantly, I think Sage and Mark and I just got to tell you guys thank you. We started off this podcast to reminisce with no mics, just some $15 headsets at best.
Yeah. The green on my headset, bro.
very, very little editing. Sound quality is definitely improved, whether you're watching the live version or you're listening on the audio. Most of our listeners are on the audio podcast. We went from 1, 2, 3 listeners a week, or even maybe 5 or 10 a quarter to a few thousand a quarter. So I would definitely appreciate each and every person that listens to us. Hit us up at Real WrestleCast, 100th episode. Hit us up. Remember, 419-777-IRWP. Again, that's 419-777-IRWP. We're letting the voicemails kick in because we want you to just cut a promo on why you want WWE 2K19. We're going to give it to the winner easily. And again, like I mentioned, we don't have hundreds of thousands of listeners, so chances of you winning are pretty well improved. But we just got to give a special thank you to all of our listeners. Thank you, guys. Thank you for subscribing, downloading, leaving feedback, being guests on the show. If you want to listen to some of our old archive shows, just hit us up. You're more than welcome to. We actually have an interview with Kylie Ray, who I think is an interesting female wrestler out there on the indie scene. I actually think she'll be in the Mae Young Classic if I was to take bets next year. She's actually fighting Tessa Blanchard on an upcoming card here soon on the independent scene. So I think there's a lot that we came to offer you guys. Again, we're just two brothers that like to chat wrestling, gaming, MMA, you name it. Just hit us up anytime. Again, at Real WrestleCast. I'm your boy Ben Goosen. That's Sage and Mark. You want to hit him with anything else? Any other street knowledge?
Y'all just keep it real and can't wait to do this again in 200 more episodes. So see y'all in 2 years.
You sounded like Enzo with that long. Everybody, y'all, keep it real. Happy 100. Thank you so much. You hear that? I hit the pause button right there.
Yeah, you did.
I hit the pause button. So I gotta
we need to go back. We need to go back to the YMCA and broadcast from there, bro.
I completely forgot all about the YMCA. I got the YMCA in my freaking closet. I think I did an episode where I had strep throat. Yeah, it was before we went to the Royal Rumble.
Nice.
I know you've done 2 or 3 where you're sick. You went to 25 miles out the way to do it at the YMCA.
Yeah.
We've been through a lot on the show. Again, it's your boy Ben Goosen. There's the jammies. We're out. Happy 100. Hey again, everybody. Happy 100th episode. It's your boy Ben Goosen. I hit you with the intro. Actually, hit you with the intro today on the outro. You get that? Hit you with the intro on the outro. Happy 100. It's your boy Ben Goosen, along with Sage Mark. The thoughts and opinions are expressed today by that of the IRWP and not of the host. Hey, go ahead. Hit us up at Real WrestleCast on Twitter. Easy to find. Just go to YouTube, type in It's Real Wrestling Podcast. We're easy to find, especially since we have thousands of listeners. You guys are amazing. 100th episode, WWE 2K19 giveaway. We don't care about your console. You're going to get a digital code. It's pretty simple. Just give us a call. 419-777-IRWP. 419-777-IRWP. Cut a promo on the voicemail on why you deserve it. And you'll be entered to win a copy of WWE 2K19. Remember, happy 100, players. Keep it real.